found an interesting article from Prophecy News Watch today that I think you'll find interesting. Remember, God says in the last days, he would bring Israel back from all the nations that he scattered them and bring them back to their land. And this was to be done in the last days. The Lord himself said this. Well, apparently, according to Prophecy News Watch website, that's PNW website, it says here, the Sanhedrin rules prophesied return of Jews to Israel has been fulfilled. So I want to show you that. So the Sanhedrin has ruled that prophecy has been fulfilled, and I don't think any of us would doubt that. The Jews have definitely been taken from all the nations that the Lord scattered them to and brought them back home. They're doing what's called the counting of the Jubilee, which hasn't been done in 2,000 years. When God declared a Jubilee, this was part of their traditions ordained by God, and that hasn't been done in 2,000 years. Well, this is happening now. And it also says here, to begin counting the Jubilee last year, the Sanhedrin, as a rabbinical court, ruled that the Jews have returned to inherit the land as a nation and not just as individuals. This requires at least 600,000 Jews, equal to the number of Israelites that returned to Israel from Egypt under Joshua. Israel has far exceeded the required number for quite some time. On the eve of this Jewish New Year, the state of Israel has a population of 8.585 million. That's 8.585 million. 172,000 more than the same time last year. Also, it says here in the past year alone, 25,000 new Jewish immigrants have arrived in Israel. The Sanhedrin ruled that we are now clearly in the prophesied third inheritance of the land. The first being by Joshua, which we remember that story. The second after the Babylonian exile, when Israel went into captivity and King Nebuchadnezzar was ruling at the time. And the prophet Daniel was prophesying and was serving King Nebuchadnezzar during the Babylonian exile. So the first inheritance of the land being by Joshua, the second after the Babylonian exile, and Daniel was a part of that. It says here, but I just found it interesting prophetically that it says the Sanhedrin ruled that we are now clearly in the prophesied third inheritance of the land. So it only needs to be 600,000 Jews in order to consider it a nation coming back home. It says here, this is equal to the number of Israelites that returned to Israel from Egypt under Joshua. So this is where they get their foundation from, is how many makes up that nation, or prophesied nation of people. So it says here that they are in the prophesied return of the Jews to Israel. Sanhedrin rules prophesied return of Jews to Israel has been fulfilled. So look up that prophecy in the scriptures where God says, in the last days, I will bring my people whom I scattered over the whole earth. I will bring them back to their land. And this is in the last days, and it has been fulfilled. So how close are we to the third temple being built? The Sanhedrin is now selling medallions that will help. The proceeds from selling those medallions, they said at the end of this article, will go towards the rebuilding of the third temple. So we are very close to that prophesied third temple. We are very close to seeing all things fulfilled. So they're getting ready, and apparently they're home, just as prophesied, and the Sanhedrin has seen this as well. God bless you. Keep watching.